here. Today we're going to be doing the light bulbs conversion to LED on my 2020 Nissan Frontier. As you can see here, we have the headlight bulb, which is a 9007. We have the fog light bulb, which is a H11, I believe. Yes, H11. And then we have the turn signal bulb slash running light, which is a 7443 amber, if you can't tell. We've got a couple of products from Oxbeam, which I think is pretty good. Here's our little decal that came in the box. Here is our running lights. What I went ahead and did was I did the switchback version, so they'll be white when you're just cruising, and they'll turn amber when you do the signal. So I thought that was pretty cool. Here's our fog light bulbs, and I'll open these up here in a second. I haven't seen these yet, so I'm pretty excited to see how those work. And then we have our our 9007 headlight bulb. So let's start with the fog lights, because I think they're the coolest. So let's have a look here and check that out. That thing is beefy. We got our H11 marking there. We got like aluminum construction with a fan, good gasket, pretty awesome looking LED there on the end on both sides. I like that it's orientated, so it's going to go into the fog light like this. So I like that it's orientated to 3 and 9 o'clock position the way it should be. So here's a comparison between the factory bulb and the aftermarket. And we'll get a look at the plugs, make sure the plugs match up. Now let's have a look at our turn signal bulb. 7443. This is called the switchback, which essentially means it's kind of like a dual filament. You can see the white and you can see the amber LEDs. There's a cooling fan on top. Aluminum construction. It is plastic down here in the bottom, but it's aluminum here. So pretty nice quality, I would say. Pretty happy with it. And it looks like it is the same either way you plug it. So if it doesn't work one way, you can flip it and see if it works the other way. Some vehicles are funny like that. And also some vehicles have a hyper flash issue. This one is supposed to prevent that. So if you have a bulb out, most vehicles will start blinking quickly to tell you that you have a bulb that is malfunctioning. So this will prevent that, because LEDs have a different resistance to normal incandescents. So it will basically tell the computer in the car that, hey, everything's good, it's working. All right, so there's the factory bulb. Nothing real fancy about it. It's just glass. And then the last one, which is the big one, we got our headlight bulbs here. These things are built like tanks. Let me just take one out real quick so we can look at it. So here's your headlight bulb. You got a copper core that's for cooling. It's going to move the heat down to where the cooling fan can do its job. Here is the ballast, I'm assuming, for this thing. This is metal as well. Looks like it's sealed up pretty good and tight. This one, it did come with some double-sided tape, so you can stick it here and mount it somewhere on the headlight assembly, or maybe on the core support or something. We'll find that out here in a little bit. But yeah, these things are nice from Oxbeam. I was able to just buy all these on Amazon. Not sponsored, nothing like that. After a bunch of shopping and looking around, I just kind of decided these were on sale. They were all 10% off. And then I liked the way they looked, and the reviews were good. So that's usually how I go off of my purchases on Amazon, is reviews. And then here is the factory bulb from the truck, which I don't know if these are factory or not. The truck's got 34,000 miles. They're Sylvanias, so I'm not sure if they were replaced at some point, but they were this normal white incandescent bulb. wasn't very bright. My wife was the one that said, "Hey, I drove your truck and it is hard to see at night." So I was like, "Okay, that's all I need to do is get some LED bulbs in there, and we'll get it replaced." Um, One thing I did fail to mention here is you got your high and low. Oops, got your high and low elements here, and they are going to be orientated the 3 and 9 position, so you'll get a nice flat beam out of your light. And of course, sometimes when you do LED lights, you get people that will flash their brights at you and tell you that you're blinding them. Well, that's when, as a responsible owner, you have to go and adjust your headlights after the fact, just to make sure that you're not blinding others on the road. So we'll make sure to go through all that to make sure that it's all perfectly safe. But honestly, man, I can't get enough of this H11 bulb. This is cool. So I can't wait to get these plugged into the fog lights, and we'll see how they look. So give me a second and we'll get one side installed, and then we will do the other side afterwards and kind of let you guys see the process. Okay, here is the plug for the 7443 bulb, which is the front turn signal. It's just going to go in like this, and then you're going to need to find the hole for it, and it will just slide right in and then lock in place. And that's my daughter. Okay, everybody, so we're working on installing the headlight bulb. There is a little caveat to these. I don't know if it's on every vehicle with the 9007 or just the Frontier or Nissans in general, but this has a little collar that goes on. It locks onto the bulb just like that. And then there's also a second collar that's kind of like a retainer that holds the bulb onto the headlight. Now, when this is installed down in there and it's locked in place, this little piece here that I marked needs to be trimmed away, because now we have a wire coming out of the bottom. So once this is all said and done, it's going to be something like this. So what I got to do is make a slot for this wire. So the bulb itself needs to be able to go in and then turn almost a 1/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get me a Dremel or maybe some snips or something and cut from here to here and just open up this little area here that I have marked with a Sharpie. And I'll have to do this to the other side, obviously, but I'm not going to make you guys watch me do all that. But I'm not going to get rid of this flat piece. I'm only going to get rid of this piece where the wire is going to go. Now, as far as I can tell, this will not affect the strength or integrity of this piece. All it's going to do is enable for that wire to go back and forth right here. So I think what I'm going to try first is just get some snips. I'm going to go right there, and then right there, and then that little piece will come out. And now you have a place for your wire. Okay, we were able to get the bulb put in. I got a little light here, so hopefully that helps us see what we're looking at here. But as you can see, the bulb's in. This is locked. It's not moving. We got our spot for our wire. It's hard to tell, I'm sorry, but that's how that goes in there. So now all we have to do is probably just mount. I might just clean it up right here. Mount that guy right there with the double-sided tape, and then this will plug into the original outlet, and we'll be good to go. Okay, resistor deal is mounted. The bulb is plugged in. It works. I went ahead and tested it before I mounted everything. So only thing that's left here is the fog light bulb, which is a little bit tough to see and do. So what I'm going to do is just do it, and you guys can take my word for it that I did it. But essentially it kind of goes down in there and plugs in, blah, blah, blah. It's super easy, but you do have to take 3 Phillips head screwdrivers off the bottom of this little bracket right here so that you can pull this fender liner out of the way to get your hand in there. Super simple. Just takes a little bit of looking around. Now there is one screw that is up high, which is a little bit tough to get to because of the tire.
and a normal screwdriver. So what I did was I just had one of these goofy little 90-degree ones from a toolkit that I had that you'll just like that, and you're good to go. So let's get the fog light bulb on, and then we'll turn everything on so you guys can see the left and right side difference.
All right, so we got the driver's side done. Switchback bulb. So that is your right turn signal, and as you can tell, the left side is white. Left turn signal is 1,000 times brighter now, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to do our headlight. And you can see the difference on the right and the left side. I like these bulbs because the way they're orientated, you're going to have a nice 3 to 9 beam. And then there's our bright. So huge difference. Okay, and then let's have a look at our bulbs from the front here. Big difference. And my daughter's saying hey. Say hi, Evelyn. So there we go. All right, so now we're ready to do the passenger side. Now the fog light bulb is basically the same process. You can either take off the 3 screws, turn the wheel in so that you can get to the screw that is here somewhere, right there. Or you can do what I did and use a weird little 90-degree Phillips head screwdriver, which these are all Phillips head number 2 screwdrivers or screw heads. Now the only downside to this side is the battery being in the way. Now it's not impossible. You got your headlight bulb is right there, which there's literally hardly any room. You got your turn signal bulb right down there. So I think what I'm going to do is take the battery out and get it out of the way. Okay, so just for reiteration on how all this works, guys, the ring will go on first. The bulb will go on top of the ring. You'll have your little notch cut out for the wire. This will push in, turn and lock it into the piece that comes off the original bulb, and then this will turn and lock into place. So it's all nice and solid. So super easy to do, but I just want to make sure you guys saw that so that there was no question. Now I just need to figure out a good place for this guy. That it's we're probably going to mount it maybe right here, and then plug it in, and we'll get our battery back in so that we make sure it all works. Okay, everybody, we got our lights installed. I'm about to do a quick little lighting test. Here's just the running lights or the turn signals. And then here is the headlights. And it is crazy bright. That's fog lights on and off. But dude, guys, everyone, whoever's watching, this is great. So I am very happy with the results. And I am gonna go pick up dinner. And I can finally see where I'm going, and this is great. So you guys have a blessed day. As always, we take prayer requests. If anyone has anything they need to get off their chest, like to speak with the pastor, that is always an option available with you guys on my channel. Just leave a comment below and I'll reach out to you. You don't have to get personal, but just say, hey, I'd like to talk, and we'll find a way to communicate and connect. So you guys have a good day, and y'all stay blessed, and thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and that's it. Peace.